Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2020, episode number 23. It's time for the All-Star break. Doncic, Harden, Leonard, Davis, Towns starting, and then Young, Beal, Tatum, Giannis, and Embiid. And we'll get this game underway. So as this plays through, first off, quick note, I am recording this on a back-to-back with the previous episode. So last time out at the end of the episode, I was looking for comments on whether you felt the trade that we made was a good one or not. Bledsoe, who we brought in for relatively nothing. We got a couple of second-round picks back as well. Deadman, the main piece we gave away, was not something that felt in any way was any kind of loss to us. So I felt good about it, but I did ask if you felt good about it. Well, I haven't had a chance to read the comments yet because, like I said, I am recording these two episodes on a back-to-back. So I literally just finished recording that one, so I haven't had a chance to look at those comments yet, but I will see them post this episode before I get around to recording anything additional. That being said, let's now focus our attention on to the All-Star break. Of course, in real life, we have just had the All-Star break at the time that I'm recording this one. Like I said, with the back-to-back, that puts this more than a week ago as to when I'm recording this. And to me, one of the biggest highlights of the All-Star game, for me personally, I don't normally watch the All-Star game. I used to. Growing up, it was so exciting, but now as an adult, as a coach whose primary emphasis is a high-pressing half-court D that creates a lot of fast break opportunities going the other way. So high tempo but high pressure defense. I can't stand to watch the All-Star game where they don't play any defense, at least for the first 3 quarters, and really 3.5 quarters generally. I just can't take it. But I do. Everybody has off nights. Everybody's entitled to off nights. Not everybody's going to shoot well every game. It happens. It happens to everyone. It happens to the best. But with that being said, Westbrook going 2 for 10. I do find that rather amusing. Halftime, and it's 85-82. It wasn't that long ago that this was a typical scoreline for a 4-quarter game. Yeah. Second half. Now, let's start to break it down a little bit. Beal's got 17 on 7 of 11. Giannis has 14. He hasn't scored in a while, though. Embiid at 10. 5 steals for Beal, so somebody's trying to play some defense. Of course, steals are always high during the All-Star game because they don't actually play the defense. The passes are a bit lazy. The guys don't know the schemes. They don't move the ball as well, so it is a lot easier to get steals. But it's errant passes that people pick off. It's not so much pressure, one-on-one or team defense. Doncic's got 20 and 8 assists to go with it. 7 of 9 shooting, so Doncic looking like a potential MVP of the game at this point. Lillard into the game, looks like for the first time. Booker into the game. He's got an assist and was 0 for 3 shooting. So he's played a little bit longer here. Paul George playing, 8 points for him. Davis has 8 and 5 boards, only 4 of 9 shooting for him. Booker's still just at that 1 for 4 rating, and the West have pulled ahead a bit, 10 points clear here towards the end of the third quarter. But the East kind of doing what Giannis's team did in the actual All-Star game, which is keeping the same guys on the court for the most part. I very much noticed that in the box score. Like I said, I didn't watch the game, but I did check box score after, which doesn't tell you much, and I saw a few highlights. Doesn't tell you much, but from what I saw, the LeBron team, very balanced, kind of up and down the roster. Just about everybody played 20 minutes in the game. 18 to 20, kind of across the board. Giannis's team, quite a few guys played 30, 4 or 5 guys, and then everybody else played like 5-6 minutes. And then they still lost. Close game, though. It's nice to see that happen every once in a while. Of course, there are plenty of times where you'll see a team 15 points ahead and kind of settle down. Have a seat for a while, let the other team back in it just to have a game. Giannis with 22, Embiid with 23. Giannis has the double-double here. Trae Young, 12 and 8, nearly. Giannis just 3 assists away from a triple-double, but the West wins this, 165-148. So even though Beal has mid-30s, he had about 37, I think, last I saw. James Harden might be the player of the game with 32 points. Oh, that's rough for me. 12 and 14 shooting, though. He shot well. When nobody plays defense on him, yeah, he is a good shooter. You know, I don't like Harden. I really don't like Harden. You've already heard me say that. But in something like the All-Star game, even I can admit that that guy has skill. The guy has talent. There's no doubt about that. I just don't like the way he plays, the way he travels almost every time the ball's in his hands. Well, they're not going to call that in an All-Star game. And the way that he's going to foul the defensive player every time to create a shot for himself, and then whine and cry if he misses because he didn't get the foul called, even though he stiff-armed the player, or he lowered his shoulder and rammed it into the chest of the player on his way to the hoop, right? James Harden initiates contact better than anybody else in the league. And it's part of the game. He goes over the top, though, and that's what drives me nuts. But in an all-star game like this, where they don't play defense for 3.5 quarters, well, you give him an open look, and he's going to make a shot. So, yeah, I can definitely admit to that, to the talent that he has, and under the right scenario, like an all-star game, where nobody's going to play defense on him, I can see him excel and earn, legitimately, an MVP for the game. All right, well, it has been a little time, about a week from where we left off. 32 and 26 now. I want to say that week didn't go terribly well for us because I think we were already on 32 wins. But how many games did we play? Was it 2? Where's my schedule hiding? What is going on? Why don't I see my schedule? Right here. And 3 straight losses. Also 3 and 7 in our last 10. After that 4-game losing streak, we won 3, but then going back and losing 3 again. 2 of those at home. Come on now. Not helping that Hield is out hurt again. Sprained ankle. He'll be back tomorrow, though. Let's push on a little bit deeper into the season. I think now that trade deadline has happened, what's your problem? Try to continue, please. I'd rather not have you break at this point when I did not just hit save. No. Alright, well, this would be the second time now that this has happened, and we have not had anything happen since... Is it once a month on my autosaves? This could be a problem. It does appear to be a problem. So I lost nearly a month. Had to go back quite a ways. It was actually before the deal. Deal went through again. And this time, actually, it was about 3 days prior to when the trade had been made. And it turns out that Bledsoe had a minor injury that had 2 days left of recovery, so he had actually just come back from that injury. His value was slightly lower still having that minor injury, so I was actually able to get that third second-round pick as well. So we picked up 3 second-round picks plus Eric Bledsoe for the same package. We're caught back up relatively to where we were, actually right before the All-Star game, but the 3-point contest Buddy Hield was part of. Didn't get out of the first round this year, though. But the rookie-sophomore game, this time around, sophomores win it big by 30 points, and the star of the game, above and beyond everybody else, by a long shot, is our very own Jake Walker. Played 34 minutes, shot 15 of 19 from the field, but more importantly, 12 of 15 from three-point range. 12 three-pointers made in the game. 6 rebounds, couple blocks, couple steals, 44 points by Jake Walker. That's a heck of a game by Walker. So we'll be able to hopefully move forward from here. Like Gaskins, let's see, pretty solid overall. Okay. Not superstar, but definitely a starter. Bledsoe has been bad lately. Oh, let's go ahead and try to encourage. Okay, well, attitude towards the organization is good since he did just join us. I want to make sure that things are good there, no bad blood. This time around, a win-loss record, not exactly the same, and actually a little bit better off. We didn't play as poorly during the stretch, so 34-24 now. Willie Cauley-Stein, though, just went down with an injury in the last game, sprained ankle. Actually, same thing I'm suffering from right now, not from basketball, though I had basketball today, practice-wise as coach. But a soccer game over the weekend. Final minute of the game, too. 2 games over the weekend. Played both games all the way through, and then the last minute of the second game just turned wrong, rolled it myself. Completely unforced. And it's minor, though, so I'm nearly good to go after already just a couple days. So here we are, ready to go into the second half of the season. Picking up kind of right where we left off. West All-Stars win it again. And hopefully this time it does progress. And yes, the game is progressing past that point post All-Star break. So for now, let's take a brief look, see where we're at the All-Star break. Conference record-wise, it's the Hawks by 8 games. Holy cow, what a gap that they have right now. With this 44-13 record. Celtics 35-20. The Knicks, yes, the Knicks. Got to give a little clap for that. The Knicks in the 3rd seed. The Wizards, the 76ers, Pacers, and then we're dropping to the typical Eastern Conference below 500. The Bucks. What is wrong with this team? You got the best player in the league, and they still can't go above 500. And in the East, I don't know what's going on with them, because last season was a real struggle too, wasn't it? Magic 25-33, Bulls a game out And they're going to probably be further down now, as they really didn't get better with that trade. We did. The Heat, Raptors all still in range. The Nets, iffy. Wow, what happened to them? They were a top 2 team last season. Cavs, Hornets, Pistons, very much ready to do some deals. All right, into the West, the one that matters. Our conference, the Clippers, 41-18. Lakers, 2 games back. Also the Blazers. Blazers have better number of wins, but percentage goes to the Lakers. Suns, 4 seed. Pelicans, we're up to the 6. So after being just out of the playoffs for a while, things are definitely looking a lot better. We are 15-14 on the road, 19-10 at home. The Warriors, game and a half back. Jazz are 2 behind us. 3 behind and a game out of the playoffs are the Rockets. Definitely better than they were a year ago, but still not so good. A little bit of a jump. 3 games to the Spurs. 3.5 to the Grizzlies. 5 to the Nuggets. The Nuggets are 26-32. The Mighty have fallen in quite a few areas. Mavericks are struggling. The T-Wolves, nothing new there. And the Thunder, no surprises by those 2, but wow. You've always got to say, though, the Western Conference is so competitive. There's always only 2 to 3 weaker teams, and then it just gets tough. We are 21-15 in conference, so we're playing pretty well within the Western Conference, and that's a good sign. That's definitely a good sign. I mean, look, we're only a few games behind the Clippers in that regard. The Clippers and Lakers much better in the same freaking stadium. That's so weird that they play in the same arena. It still drives me nuts. But let's continue on. We've got a little ways to go till we get to the playoffs. Let's push that out a little bit further. We get the Suns at home. That's a win, 35-24. Fox with 35. Walker with 29. Cauley-Stein's back. Looked maybe like a limited minutes performance, but good overall. Tacoma's 6 games below 500, but I don't care how the G League team does win-loss-wise, but we beat Minnesota there. Buddy Hield has suffered an injury. Again, this is, 4th of the year? Jeez, Beasley down 2. Cauley-Stein hurt again. Sore arm, probable, 4 days. Beasley, sore back, probable, 4 days. And Hield, sprained ankle, 12 days. He rolled that one pretty dang hard. All right, let's take a brief look at our pie chart. Our pie chart of a pie. I love it. Start with Fox, 18.5. Walker, his role getting more and more significant. Can't wait till next season as he grows towards a superstar. Barnes, not doing great for us. Bagley, playing quite well. Bull has been starting for a game or 2, so I can understand his impact is down. Bledsoe, Green, rest of the team, I'm thinking Cauley-Stein's going to be a big chunk of that. But Bledsoe is having a big impact. Nobody healed in here with his injury either, so that brings our win chances down significantly where we are currently with those 3 injuries. Philadelphia looks to be a tough matchup for us in our current state. We'll see how long it takes till we get healthy. I mean, we're looking at 4 days for 2 of the guys. Okay, here's that game. Tough game, 24-5 at home for the 76ers. With the injuries, we didn't stand much of a chance. Walker gets 31, but it's not enough. by the way, I did have a chance to take a look. Patrick Thompson, of course, we're playing him down in the G League this season, and you can see just how strong of a season he is having there. But with plenty of room to grow and develop, and not really a chance to gain some minutes right now, I'm happy to keep him there for a while longer. But he certainly looks like he could step up and contribute. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to do anything like what he's doing at the G League, but he does look like he could contribute. Meanwhile, Troy Phillips, likewise, is putting up some pretty solid numbers at that level. So the both of them playing well and dominating for the affiliate. I like that we only had one game in the last 3-4 days. That could help us get back to healthy. And okay, we're down to Beasley and Healed. So Cully Stein's back at least. That does give us our starting 5 on the court. That's a big step, but our depth is lacking a bit. We've got a 15-15 away record. Heat have a 14-15 home record. This is anybody's game here against the Heat. And speaking of, it's a 2-point win with Fox scoring 41. Big numbers for him on the day. And Jeff Green is now hurt. Kawhi Leonard also taking, I think, what looked like an ACL injury. Before we play our next game, it's the Hornets. They have a pitiful record, so that's going to give us a pretty decent chance in this game. Healed still recovering. He's got a week to go, and now Jeff Green is hurt, sprained toe. I wouldn't think he would be out that long with a sprained toe. He might be missing minutes now, but I think he would be back. We've got a 70% chance of winning this next game, and hopefully we can do that. Beasley now back from his injury, and no, we lose to Charlotte. It's a road game, okay? I get it. You can always lose on the road regardless of who you're playing in the league, but a team that bad, we should not be losing to on the road. But again, we're lacking some depth right now. That's one key thing, right? We're still not quite there yet. We definitely need a better small forward, and if Barnes dropped to the second unit, when you add in Bledsoe and Healed and Barnes and Bull into that unit, right, we're looking really solid everywhere except small forward. And I do have those couple really good shooting guards that are coming up. So you would think that could add that depth to where we're at least covered at the small forward. Second unit-wise, we're still missing that first unit piece. And now that the trade deadline has gone for this season, we're going to have to try to look in the off-season to see if we can do something. Use our trade exception. Sorry, voice is kind of going here. Okay, another good one. Gaskins again. Gaskins, that's the same guy they already showed us. Speaking of scout draft, how deep is this thing? Because we have so many available pieces, especially picks, that I wouldn't mind moving something around to get up a bit. No small forwards until Whitehead, and he's the only small forward in the top 15. I would very much like to get higher up the order, but he doesn't look like he's a big-time scorer or anything. You see 3 guys that are big-time scorers, maybe a 4th. Good assist guy here. I do like Dudley. You'd say there's as many as 5 top players here. Coda playing for High Point and only putting in those kind of numbers, why would we be big on him, right? Those aren't a small college putting up decent good numbers. I mean, that seems like a second round pick to me. Whitehead's numbers aren't great, so it's like, do you want to waste all of that movement on that player? Probably not. So seems like the better move is to give up the picks and get some existing piece around the league and hope that somebody else is looking to wheel and deal to move up. And maybe we are giving away pieces instead of trading them to move up. So I just don't see anything out there. Anything out there that I care much about. Really isn't. Alright. Close win against New York. That's at home. Cauley Stein 16 and 12, double for him. And Fox doing what he does with about 30 points. Memphis losing at home. Just this season, right? We're good. We can beat anybody. But we're not consistent. We've lost so many games this season against bad teams at home. So, again and again, I kind of look at it and go, really? I mean, I get on the road, we're at about 500, and it is what it is for that, but I just, a little worried about our potential in the playoffs as we go on the road here to Portland in a difficult matchup, even though we're only 4.5 games behind them. Oh, yes. Okay, Bagley with a huge day on the double-double, 19 and 10 for him, leading the charge in the upset in Portland. Take that. Now we're starting to get into that playoff picture. It's really starting to take shape. I mean, the Hawks are running away with it there, but you've got a tight contest for the 8th seed in the East. Clippers still leading the way. Lakers and Blazers still close. We just pushed the Lakers back, or the Blazers back a game behind the Lakers. We're still in the 6th seed, but we're 2 clear of the Jazz, 3 of the Rockets, and 4 of the Warriors, and then that huge jump behind us. So really, it's just that 9 seed that we need to worry about. Make sure we don't go on some crazy losing streak. It's only a 4-game gap. That is not big at all. It's 1 game in front of us, though we both have 40 wins. It's the number of losses that separate us. And then we're exactly 2 behind the Pelicans. And we're still not that far. I mean, we're only 4 behind the Lakers. I think the Clippers are a bit out of reach, but and the Lakers would certainly be tough to beat at this point, but we could still potentially squeeze our way up the order a little bit, but we could do the same thing going back the other direction. Like I said, after the trade deadline, I do think we're a little bit stronger than we were prior to our move. I think that addition of Bledsoe is certainly a step in the right direction. I mean, he plays decent defense and certainly runs an offense pretty well. Here's the Lakers at home. Can't beat them. Walker leads the way with 26 points. Bull has a big day. Makes me figure Cauley Stein probably got into early foul trouble. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if you're trying to defend Davis. Alright, so 40 and 28, 12 games up, 10, plus 10 at home. We got the Warriors right now, who have definitely not been good on the road. This will guarantee us a 500 record if we get the win, and we do. Walker Bledsoe, big game. That's the first time I've seen him. And Bull again with another big game, 20 points. What is going on there? Is he in the starting lineup all of a sudden? Or is there an injury we don't know about that we missed? There is. Willie Cauley-Stein out again. Back spasms. 5 days till he returns. But Bull. Unlike Deadman, who... But in how many seasons has this been? 3? This is, third season? Sure. Third season. He was putting up, 7 points a game? And in 3 seasons, we saw Deadman get into that top 3 stars. Just a handful of times. I mean, we'd see him occasionally there for rebounds, third guy on the list, but Bull, back-to-back games, right? Making an appearance up there. His numbers are skyrocketing right now after a slow start. He's got the defense. He's got plenty of ability to improve. And between him and Willie Cauley-Stein going forward, you're looking at a good 1-2 punch when it comes to the center position. It's not great, but it's good. And again, as Bagley gets better, Walker gets better, and Fox gets better, it keeps going right back to we just have that one clear vacancy to fill. Wow, look at that 63% chance against the Clippers coming up. I think that's a home game. That certainly makes a difference, but it's a back-to-back. No, it's a road game, and we're favored? No way. Yeah, that's what I thought. Paul George with 29, Leonard with 29. They weren't going to let us take that game on the road. Number 1 team in the West, which not everybody agrees with this statement, but how many of us are going to say number 1 in the West just means number 1, regardless of record? Yeah, starter at the next level for Coda, who we did take a look at there recently, and I was curious as to why he was so high up the list. Tacoma's picking it up lately, 27-29 now. Not again! The error is back. The error is back. Now, I know how to get around this, but it doesn't fix anything. Because we're still locked down, and last time anyway, didn't want to save as soon as I got here. So, we deal with this again, but I'm also looking at the time and going, you know what, I think we are far enough in. We are 70 games, we've got 12 to play. We're in a good spot for a playoff appearance, but we're not looking good to make a deep run. I think we might be first round and out type team still. Not quite there, but you can see Walker really moving up that list, closing in on Fox in terms of scoring, even Bagley up to 17 a game now, so I do like that it's a little more balanced approach. You can afford to have one guy off and somebody else step up. Fox definitely the passing leader, but Bledsoe, I think he's brought that up a little bit since joining the team as well. And I do like also that you can rely on more than one guy for rebounds. I might have to go back and play a little bit off camera again, but I'll take this as a stopping point, and hopefully we can at least come up similarly to this 41-29 record. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.